Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jeff and you're watching Gamestork, the daily news update. And today we got lots of good news, specifically a couple different companies I wanted to focus on and talk about. And also, is YouTube stealing my money? Or like, what's the deal here? Let's talk about it.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
So in case you guys didn't notice, it's Monday, and you might need a little pick-me-up, which is so great, and because you're here, and I have just the thing for you. The first thing is that Capcom wants to port new games to Switch, not available on Nintendo systems previously. That means they want to port stuff you've never seen on Nintendo over to Nintendo. And they're slowly, as we see, starting to put more games on the Nintendo Switch. We saw the Mega Man 11 announcement. We saw the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch. All of the Mega Man X titles. We also just found out, which is yesterday's news, I'm just going to kind of include this in here, that the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is coming next year around May. So in case you're into Street Fighter, there you go. You know, the last Street Fighter game did very well, so why wouldn't Capcom follow up and release another one? Well, okay. You know, as for what's next for Switch, CEO Haruhiro Sugimoto, there you go, I'm murdering these names here, shared another tease in an interview with Nikkei. He mentioned that the home portable console concept works better than expected, and the company is interested in porting games that weren't previously available. Well, of course it works better than expected. Nintendo made this promise, they delivered, and now we see a lot of game companies and creators, developers, and things like this slowly jumping on board. It's not that it works better than expected. What he really means to say is that it's selling better than expected. It's a system that, number one, can run their games, but they were waiting on the sales. They were waiting on the sales numbers, the install base, so that they can make lots of money on this console. Now, they put out Street Fighter, and it made money. And when you make money, guess what happens? Well, you announce Mega Man 11, but also include the Nintendo Switch. Boom, right? And slowly but surely we're getting all these games, all the big third-party releases on all consoles. It's coming. It's in the future. Nintendo will be included in these, and I just simply cannot wait. Sugimoto also recently teased Ace Attorney on Switch, which we covered that like a week ago, and I hope it happens. I really do. This is a big thing. This is a great concept, a great IP to put on the Nintendo Switch that hasn't yet been on the home console, but even though it's still a handheld, it's also first a home console. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, all right. So Square Enix, man, they have changed their tune, and they have. I give them credit. They have been slowly but surely supporting the Nintendo Switch, and they've been one of the biggest advocates for this console at its launch, and it makes me really happy because Square Enix is one of my favorite game developers ever. I love what they do. I love Final Fantasy. I love Kingdom Hearts. I love, you know, Tomb Raider. I love everything just about that they put out, and it's one of those things to where they have this level of commitment and excellence that I just really appreciate. So thank you, Square Enix. Even though they've been one of the strongest supporters, there's already lots of games that we're looking at. We're like, can we have that one? You know, we're like the kid that's like, well, this snack's great, but look over there at that snack. I kind of want that snack. Can I have that snack over there? But so far, we have Octopath Traveler, Dragon Quest 11, Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2 is announced, Lost Sphere. There's a demo of that on the Nintendo eShop now. You can try out. It's very solid. It's really good. And to be honest, I'm really excited about this. But there's a reason why Nintendo is supporting this, or Square Enix is supporting the Switch the way that it is, and it's because the Switch is a unique piece of hardware, and again, it's making the money. But the CEO said that the Switch is a unique piece of hardware. His words are, the Switch is a very attractive and important platform for us as a games company. Having the breadth in our portfolio is very important, with the Switch being such a unique piece of hardware. For gamers, Nintendo is very closely attached to the JRPG because so many of them out there back in Super Nintendo days, yes, there was a bunch of us back in the Super Nintendo days, there's still a bunch of us now, which is why Xenoblade Chronicles 2 sold so well, because the JRPG, if done correctly, is not dead, okay? So please bring us some more to the Nintendo Switch. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It's not there. All right. So Matsuda also commented on I Am Setsuna in relation to Switch, and said when it was originally being created, Square Enix wasn't targeting the system, but since it hadn't been released, at the time, but it did come over and it did do very well, and we should all be proud of that. When I started work on Project Setsuna, the Switch wasn't even out yet. There was no information about it. We really set out to make this style of game and to make it on a home console, but we didn't really have any particular ideas about which console we were going to go for in the planning stage. So they did bring I Am Setsuna, and this is a game I highly recommend to you. It was very good. I do have a review of it on my site here if you want to, or my channel, if you'd like to go look at it. But going on about Square Enix, they're also interested in bringing past games to the Nintendo Switch, and this is something that excites me very much because there are a lot of past games that I would really like to see on the Switch. So they're not just about producing new games. They have expressed extreme interest in revisiting other titles, putting them out on the latest consoles, including the Nintendo Switch. In an interview with MCV, Square Enix CEO Yasuke Matsuda commented on the subject. Instead of merely porting these older games as they were back then, they need to be modernized. He said, one of the other big initiatives is to get as many of our past titles available via digital release. Among the younger generations of gamers, you've got lots of people out there who may not have heard of our past titles, but have never had the opportunity to play them, or may have heard of them, but not had the opportunity. So we think that the program of porting and transferring the older titles to newer platforms, such as the Switch, is very important so that people get an awesome awareness of our back catalog. Just straight ports isn't cutting it, though. We need to update those and modernize them to make something that works for modern gamers too. Square Enix actually showed one example in the approach last week. Romancing Saga 2 was announced for the Switch and other platforms that week, and it'll be out on Friday. And this is one of those things. Slowly but surely, we're going to start seeing this trickle out, and let's hope that it goes into things like Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 12, maybe a little Final Fantasy 14, right? Yes, we take 15. I would take 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Just port them all, right? Kingdom Hearts Collection, 1.5, 2.5 remix. That's what I want. That's the game that I will have a heart attack whenever they announce that. I hold it in my hands and I'm like, I'm really excited. I could replay those games once a year. I really love Kingdom Hearts, specifically the main line, those main two. I do love the other ones, but the replayability is not there for me. So lastly, the last bit of news today, I want to talk about, not really news, but something that's going on my channel, and I just kind of want to vent to someone, and you guys are here. So, as you might have guessed, this channel is back rolling along, news videos coming out, playthroughs coming, and a couple other discussions and all, and a Yoda discussion, which I thought was fun, but apparently with 10 thumbs down. Some people didn't. But that's okay, because, I like to have fun and express myself sometimes, especially when it's dealing with information that's not confirmed. I think that's okay. I think that's a given. But that's not the issue. The issue is that every time I post a video, once it's uploaded and processed, it immediately gets tagged. And then YouTube is they're tagging these videos. I get that little yellow thing, the money sign that says limited or no ads due to not being okay with advertisers and blah, blah, blah. Well, as you guys know, I run a very family-friendly channel here. There's no cussing. There's no inappropriate content. There's none of that stuff. Unless they're really offended by Yoda voices, right? Yeah. But the reality of this is that it's costing me money, and it's costing me like the grunt of the money that I could be making on my channel. Now, this channel being where it is doesn't make much money anyway. I don't have a lot of revenue, but what I do have, I would like to be able to get and save and reinvest into Gamestork. But the reality is these tags are happening as soon as I upload the video, and they last for about 48 to 72 hours. Now, that's when the main portion of people watch these videos, including you, and I lose out on revenue. So what's happening is they're essentially, indirectly, robbing me of my money, of my revenue from the hard work that I put into producing this content. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going to quit doing this, and I've reached out to YouTube and emailed them with this issue. Got nothing in return, but I have sent an email And hopefully in the future this will be fixed. Hopefully in the future we will see something happen that helps this, because the reality is I'm essentially doing this for free anyway right now, trying to build something, and the little bit of revenue that I have a month's not even worth. I mean, you could earn that in 2 days working a normal job. So I'd actually make more money going to work at, you know, McDonald's for 2 days for what revenue I make here. But the reality is I love doing this. I love creating content, and you know, I love the space. I love you guys, and I love creating a place where we can get excited and talk about Nintendo and this great community. Hopefully one day Gamestork will build to something great, but in the meantime, YouTube, oh, if you're watching this when you're checking, undoubtedly you are checking this, because this will be tagged as well. Please stop tagging every video. I'm a family-friendly channel. There is no cussing. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playthrough. I mean, come on. That game is family-friendly. Mario is family-friendly. All these games. Stop tagging me. Stop it. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. You guys that watch day in, day out. Even the guy that watches and just dislikes everything. I don't even know that he watches, because I get a thumbs down with, you know, no views. It's extremely interesting. But even to you, guy. Yep. Yes. Thank you for at least hating me enough, letting me live in your brain, and dictate you sticking with my channel to give it a thumbs down. Just kidding. Anyway, be sure to subscribe below right over here. Drop a like here. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel. If you create content on YouTube, is this happening to you too? Let me know how you feel about Square Enix, Capcom, what we need to see in the future, like Resident Evil 7. And yeah, whether you think this stuff's really going to come to fruition and when it'll happen. Again, thank you guys so much. You're awesome, and we'll see you next time.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.